Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of December 4th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards life you want. If you have a situation you'd like me to take a look at, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. I also stream on TikTok on Friday mornings. You should check it out, it's a good time. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Amethyst, the Tarot de Marseille with Lapis Lazuli, and the Morgan Greer Tarot with Green Aventurine. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, Group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. Whoops. Let's throw down all 5 cards. I don't know, I didn't speak it, but as soon as I flipped over the Hangman, I got really good optimistic vibes, despite the, the 2 7s here and the reverse page of swords in the middle of the whole thing. But this, if I set everything up right, this shot should be perfect for you. Oh yeah. Jesus Christ, this is dim. Let me adjust for you, Group 1. I'm sorry to subject you for this. Yeah, I think I'll just work with this lighting. All right. Group 1, it's funny. This is looking like the kind of week that isn't going to look like a big deal, but in retrospect, like when you look back on it a bit later, that you will realize how big a deal it was for you. And the vibe that I'm getting is an aha moment that is given to you through conversation with someone. This isn't necessarily a mentor or something like that. I'm looking at the 2 court cards here, both swords, and this is strongly reinforced by the 6 of swords at the bottom of your cross here. Actually, I'll go on this rant right now. So the 6 of swords is a card of changing perspectives with help. And something I say a lot is that you're either the boatsman or you're one of the passengers, right? And honestly, in this reading, I don't really think it matters who it is. Obviously, when multiple courts show up and there's one of them in the middle, I have a bias towards reading that as you. So if I had to bet, I would bet on you being the recipient of advice that gives you that sudden moment of clarity that lets you realize, oh shit, that's how it makes sense from this perspective. And then you can finally pick a cup and get the clarity that you need to move forward and start planting seeds, or at least either realizing that the seeds that you planted actually have been growing, you just have been considering it the wrong way, or to give you the grounds to see what adjustments you need to make, because maybe the seeds you planted a while ago really were growing like shit. And this queen here comes in with the sudden thing that makes it clear what you were doing different so that you can make the adjustments from there. But that's really the vibe of this week. And again, based off of these cards and the reverse page in the middle, who I always read as new freshmen on campus, and when it's reversed, it's like needlessly insecure about it. I don't want to belabor this too much because I don't think it matters. But the thing that matters most is be open to the feedback that you get this week, because I have the feeling that something someone tells you might contain the key insight that you've been needing this whole time that can kind of unlock everything as you move forward. Yeah, I think I've repeated that enough. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the Oracle, Jesus Christ, use the timestamps to jump to the Oracle card. I always mess that part up. All right. All right, Group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. Interesting, with the Magician or the Juggler at the bottom of the deck. Give me a second here. This should be a pretty good shot for you based off of Group 1 anyway. Oh, it's a little low. It's good enough. You can see the entire Knight of Coins. So let me just make it straight like that. This is workable. Good. Group 2, the best way for me to summarize the vibe of this reading is one of reaping your rewards after a job well done, or the rest and relaxation that comes after a job well done. But I think that part is going to come later in the week because of the Judgment card that's here, which I always read as a wake-up call. And that's something that I was struggling with while staring at these cards in silence, which is this is this the starting bell or the closing bell? You know, sometimes the whistle blows when your shift ends. And the thing that was making me confused is the Ace of Cups in the middle of your cross here, because the Ace of Cups in the Marseille deck, I tend to read it as comfort, homey, kicking back on the couch, those kinds of simple pleasures that you have in a place of home, in your hearth or whatever it is for you, and having this as the central theme for your whole reading is what's giving me that sense of comfort. But when you look at the cards around it, it's comfort after having done the work, especially with this Nine of Wands here. The only pip, well, actually, aces are pips too. So geez, why did I go off on this tangent? You know what? Let me go to the other interesting point that really struck out to me. These two courts. It's kind of interesting that both of these court cards are holding a wand slouched over their right shoulder. And this isn't even a wand. This is the Knight of Coins. And this is part of the reason why the courts in the Marseille tend to confuse me, because sometimes a court card will be depicted with some out-of-element thing in the suit. But anyway, I really have a feeling of collaboration between these two, especially since they're both like unambiguously facing in the same direction, So I'm feeling a rallying cry or a final aha moment or a final moment of clarity where it becomes clear to everyone what their role is in the operation that they're trying to collaborate with. Obviously, I'm reading these as two different people. And through that, just bringing the ball across the finish line and then reaping the rewards, even if it's only relaxation, that moment after you finish a big project, that on its own can be satisfying and can be healing, So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Honestly, my eye was looking at the juggler at the bottom of the deck here. The only thing that this card is contributing to the reading is a feeling of ease and confidence due to preparation for what is before you, So I think that undercurrent has been pretty clear in the reading that I gave so far, which is why I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'm going to have to say it like that probably, because I keep messing that up. Anyway, use the Oracle cards to jump to your timestamp. Anyway. All right, group 3, let's see what we have for you for this week. So we know all 5 cards will be in the shot. That won't be the issue. Oh, nice. Okay. It's funny because we're generally happy to see the Nine of Coins. She's upright in the middle of the whole thing, but we also have 2 reverse swords that we're generally not happy to see. This should be interesting energy to dissect. Let me see. Is this straight for you? Yes, it is. All right. Let me just even out the tablecloth. This is bugging me. Okay. All right, group 3, before I give you your reading, I doubt this is going to change my interpretation, but I can see too much of this card right here. So I'm just going to move this over and reveal the 10 of Cups. Well, that's nice. So like I said, this isn't, I suspected it wouldn't influence my interpretation of this reading, and I was right in that regard. So here's the thing. The best way to summarize this energy, there is conflict or tension between you and people that you care about, that you're being invited to rise above, and to not let that tension weigh you down or to interfere with your decision-making process. The interfering with your decision-making process is heavily reinforced by this Knight of Cups here and this Two of Wands reversed here. Now, this isn't necessarily work, because this 3 here, this inverted 3, is the 3 of Cups, not the 3 of Coins, which I almost always read as work. So these are people, this suggests that these are people that you actually have some emotional investment in. And it's a community of people, or at least, at least 3 people or more. So what I would tell you, group, and it's funny too, this phrase was kicking around in my mind for so long while I was staring at these cards. It's the RuPaul line of, if they're not paying your bills, pay them no mind. And that's really the vibe. It's funny too, the only 2 upright cards in your reading are the Nine of Coins and the Knight of Cups, which combine to tell that, like, hey, you do your thing. It doesn't matter what they say. You're strong and independent and abundant, I really like that energy. And when it's surrounded by, the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords reversed, we'll get to that. And the warning inherent of making sure that the decisions that you make this week are coming from a place of abundance. I almost always give this warning when the Two of Wands comes up in reverse. So we have the Nine of Coins above the Three of Cups reversed, with the Knight of Cups emerging, following his own heart. Now, pointing to this this Seven of Swords reversed here. Obviously, in the context of this reading, I'm totally going to read this as the manipulative, lying, cheating, stealing that this card is often associated with, often falsely, but in this reading, I think it fits, especially when combined with the Five of Swords here, reversed at the bottom of your deck. So whether these shenanigans here are the reason that you're upset at one of your peers or colleagues or friends or whatever, I'll just go with friends. I'll just pretend it's a friend group, and if it's obvious to you who I'm talking about, then just map it accordingly. So whether this Seven of Swords represents shenanigans that one of your friends tried to pull on you, or whether it represents shenanigans that you're tempted to pull on one of your friends to get back at them, I think the line of, if they're not paying your bills, pay them no mind, it fits regardless. So that's kind of why I'm not really concerned what specifically the Seven of Swords reversed means where it is here, but it's definitely something that is contributing to what might be weighing you down and what might weigh on the decisions that you make this week. So really try to be mindful of that. I think I've looped enough, so I'll just say it one last time. If they're not paying your bills, pay them bitches no mind. All right, group 3, just follow your heart and do what you got to do, and make sure that you set yourself up so that when you look yourself in the mirror next week, you have no regrets. All right? Try to keep that in mind. So if you like this reading, please give this video a like. And if you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead a couple seconds. All right, before I give the Oracle cards, I just want to say the theme of collaboration with others was apparent in all 3 readings. So if ever I talk about collaboration, I'm not singling out any reading. All 3 of them had that theme, all right? Group A, your card fell out while I was shuffling, and I don't usually take them, but it felt right today. So what is it? It is, Earth. I think this is one of the last cards, but I'm not sure. Actually, no, this can't be true. Let's read what the text below it reads. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual, spiritual aspects of our nature. So basically, I think you're being invited to seek the high ground and to really realize that as much As difficult as difficult as it might be at times, try to keep in mind, like, there might be a bigger lesson contained in this, and that might help you maintain the detachment that you might need this week. Yeah, Group B, your card is Message in a Bottle. This is really interesting. For some groups, this fits in so well, and there's another group that I'm not sure of. Give me a second. Okay, I think I get it. So here's the thing. Coming back to the theme of collaboration that I mentioned at the top of the Oracle card portion. Whether the message is the final thing that you needed to, click everything into place, whether the message is, the starting bell or the ending bell or whatever, or sometimes the message just needs to just stay in the bottle that it came in. Depending on the reading that you chose, I should have changed the order. But anyway, depending on the reading I gave you, I think that's how that fits. And it fits so well that I don't even think I need to add anything. So I'm going to move on to Group C. Your card is Hamsed, the Angel of Annihilation. Holy shit. Let me, and as a reminder, I'm going to stare at the card and I'm going to see what comes to me. That's what the creator of this deck wanted. Give me a second. Okay, I'm getting very similar vibes that as to the Tower card. So what I will say is, for this week, Group C, don't be afraid to make moves. If you know what you're doing and if you know what you're doing is right, you can lean on that this week. Now, there's one group in particular that if you take what I just said, you might do some bad things this week. So I just want to remind you of something, and this is what was leapt out to me as I was staring at this card. This angel here is receiving light from on high and then shooting out lightning bolts or whatever he's doing under him, So make sure that if you choose to shoot out lightning bolts from your hands or feet or whatever for this week, proverbially, make sure that it is in service to what is coming from on high. So sometimes righteous action is needed. Make sure that it's righteous, all right? Group D, your card is Endurance. This is the Sun in Scorpio. Jeez. The Sun is presently in Scorpio as I record this. I'm a bit early. Let me stare at this for a bit. Yeah, this is the old classic, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So be patient with yourself for this week, be patient with others, and you really have to focus on the long term. And also, something that, a word that's often used with the sign of Scorpio is unrelenting. And I think that, especially with the word endurance here, that's very fitting for Sun in Scorpio energy. So just remember that when you're, I don't know why I always use, I probably got this from an astrologer, the notion of Rambo crawling through the sewers with a knife in his mouth. Rambo might not necessarily get to his destination right away. He will certainly smell like shit when he gets there, but he will get there, all right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right, I think that's a good note to wrap on. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so yet and you liked this video, please give this video a like. I hope you'll have a great week. Take care. I'll see you soon.